Alright, witajcie wszyscy on this beautiful March 3rd, which would coincidentally also be my birthday, which is why I have some scotch in my hand. And that's what we're going to be doing tonight. Yeah, that looks like Red Bull from the camera feed. Nice. Right, so back to my beautiful PS1000. I will have the case to show you. This is the cover for it. I've obviously modified it with a beautiful IBM sticker there. Yeah, PS1000 Blue Lightning. It's a 2550. I wish it was a 3366. That's like the ultimate dream of mine, but I mean, I guess I have to win the lottery for that. I'm going to briefly go over the machine. So it is a... What the hell is this Blue Lightning thing again? It's a DLC 386 basically. It's basically a souped up 386 as much as you can go. Well, there's one step higher, the 3366. Now I can run this at 66, but I can't run it at 99. It just doesn't want to turn on. So just briefly going over it, it has a SCSI card, which is connected to a great number of things, actually. So on the front of it, there is a Gotek floppy, internal zip 100, SciQuest internal 88 meg drive. These two are SCSI, I think. Is the zip 100 SCSI? Yes, it is. This iOmega thing is driven off the floppy drive. I haven't hooked it up yet. This is kind of like a project that I've been working on for the last like 5 years. Got this cool little IBM license diskette. It's not a diskette actually, it's just a licensed product. In any case, so I'm just going to open it in. So I have already taken notes of what we have here. So actually I could just show you. Let's go ahead and turn that on. My beautiful Blue Lightning. I love this thing. 64 megs of RAM because, of course, that's useful on a 386 type system. It's just what you do. 128 if I could, but 60 nanosecond chip. So here's what I wanted to go through. So I have SCSI to SD on it. It's right in here. ID0 is my first drive, C drive. ID1 is my second drive, Windows 95, so I can switch between them. Without having to open up the computer. I even have like a little USB key here connected to it. I'm going to make a little hole here somewhere in the case where I can just have that feeding out. So don't have to take the cover off or anything. So SCSI ID number 2 is the SciQuest. Oh, I see what's happening here. We are missing one because this isn't plugged in. Okay, let's try that again. You will see one more happen to arrive. And I'm just going to basically screw around with the SCSI tonight. Here we go. So 0 and 1, as I said, is my C and D drive. Number 2 is the SciQuest internal 88 meg hard drive. It works. It's starting to get corrupted, though. I pulled a whole bunch of data off of it. I bought it for $2 off Kijiji. Yeah. The guy who bought it off, or the guy who sold it to me said, yeah, they required his college to have them back in the day, and he goes, I paid a fortune for them. I don't think anybody wants them. I'm like, really though? $2? Like, I'll give you 10. He's like, no, $2 is fine. So I went through the data, a bunch of Star Trek stuff on there, really cool scripts and a lot of fan novels and stuff like that, details of events and stuff. It's pretty cool. I'm from about 95, 96. So this is the number 4. Number 4 is the internal iOmega Zip 100. Number 5 is the CD changer, the Nakamichi MJ5.16. Number 6 is the Zip 100 external, which is down here. I'll show you guys that later. So what we're going to do tonight, this evening, is add more stuff to the external SCSI bus, because why not? That's what SCSI is for. So in this giant mess of cables here, I picked this up from work. They were throwing this out. It is a Easy Drive by SciQuest. So it's kind of cool. It's like the next version of what I have internally, but externally. You need software to eject this thing. It's on right now, so I've made a list of the SCSI devices. So I have to set that to the right number. Sorry guys, my furnace is blasting because there's like a giant snowstorm outside. It isn't even funny. And I got this wicked scanner also, a Scanjet 3P. So the goal of tonight, literally, it'd probably take me about 10 minutes, is to set these all up so that they are all identified and maybe work with it. I don't have the drivers available I have them downloaded for the scanner. I have the manual for this guy. First, I want to see if it even works. Now, because the SciQuest that's in the machine is mounted as a drive letter, I can actually access it. So presumably I can access this one too. So without doing anything, I'm just going to plug this into the bus. This giant, thick-ass kind of, but it looks a bit wonky there. What does this one say? To the SCSI bus. So that goes there. Okay, I'm just going to turn on the computer and see if it finds it without me needing to meddle with the SCSI IDs. The chances of that are slim, but we'll see. Maybe I get lucky. Oh, it found something. Pause. Ah, ID 2. Yes, perfect. All right, I got a SciQuest SQ5110C. But where's my other SciQuest? Where's my internal SciQuest? Yeah, because I got my Omega here. Oh, I think I have to put a disk in it. Yeah, okay. All right, let me go do that. Thankfully, I have such a disk. This is a hard drive. I'm gonna put that in there. All right, we're gonna lock it. You can actually hear it spinning up, if you could, over my my furnace there. Okay, let's see what it does now. Okay, pause. I don't have another side coin. Okay, let's turn this one off. This is the thing with SCSI. It's like USB, but minus the U part of it. It's a bus that you have to set the addresses on manually. So I turned off the external one. Let's see, maybe there's a conflict with the internal one and the external one. Aha, okay, so it didn't even see it. But hang on, because number 2, that's very interesting. Let me just unplug it. Let me just take it out of here. Because it could actually be seeing the internal one. I don't know the numbers for it. So this one's unplugged. Okay, we'll do another reset. It's off the bus. I wonder if that's the college's sticker for this. All right, let's see what we've got here. Ah, crap, I missed it. Yeah, fine. Let's just boot it up. I have, yeah, so I believe that, well, you know what? Let's just, let's see it boot up here. So it just found a whole bunch of stuff. Wow, okay, HIJKL. That's for the CD-ROM. I'm up to L here. Okay, let's do D. What's that one? Check disk. Okay, that's another drive. Let's do E. holodeck. Yeah, okay. This is yeah. This is that's the 88 meg. That's the 88 meg. File allocation table bad. Yeah. Do I have scanned disk on here? I don't think I do because I don't. Okay. Do I have NDD? I do. Okay. Let's diagnose disk. That one. Have invalid cluster chains. The disk users table has destroyed for these. Ugh. Oh, that's a lot. A lot of files that have gone missing. I have backed this up, so I don't really care. But it's annoying. Yes. The first thing I did is I did an immediate backup of all this stuff. Do I want to save these files? I would like to delete them. Skip undo file. Okay, and skip the test. Okay, so now quit disk doctor and let's go back to E and check disk it. I'm sure it is what it is. I cannot. Okay, well, screw you then. I mean, I don't know how. Fonts. Do we have Star Trek fonts? We do. Good thing I saved this. Okay. Anyways, what are we doing with this? We are going to turn this off. First, we're going to eject this disk. So I have two of them. I have another one somewhere. I don't know if I already did video on these or not, but I want to do a proper video, which is why I need this. I need this bad boy to run. Okay, so what we're going to do is turn it off, and let's pick this up and look at the SCSI ID 4. Okay, so there's a problem already. 4 is being used up by IO mega zip. So 2 was the internal SciQuest. So let's make this one 3. So it's real easy. You just find the down here a bit. And you just find the SCSI ID here. It's set to 4, so you set it now to, what's the limit actually? What are we up against here? 6. Okay, so that's a problem I ran into with some of the other stuff. So that's going to be SCSI ID 3, which leaves me with, hopefully the scanner can do like 7 or something. So we're going to plug this back in. Does it matter which one? I don't think it does. Let's plug this giant wire back in. This is like early 90s USB. This is what you had to do back then. Real fun. But when you get it all working, it's just like, look at all my things. This is basically what I'm doing with this computer. I'm just unnecessarily maxing it out because I couldn't do that in the 90s because I was a kid. And I certainly didn't have $10,000 lying around to play around with SCSI stuff. Now I have hundreds of dollars lying around that I can play around with this stuff. So why not? Let's see what's changed here. So there should be a slot here for number 3. It didn't pick it up. Oh, it's not on. Wow. Okay, that's amazing. What was that? Hard disk read failure. That wasn't good. Still not picking it up. No boot device available. Well, that is. Oh, it's at ID 0. Interesting. But explicitly, I had set it to ID 4, so that's why. So there's a conflict on the bus, and it went down to 3. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. So we're gonna just have to try it one by one. Let's try 4 again. Power it up. So this is what happens when, the perfect example of SCSI bus unmastering. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to create conflicts. So for some reason that was set to 4, but it went to 0. So let's see what happens. I might have to pop this thing open and just manually set the jumpers, but let's have a look here. Yeah, still at 0. That's no good. Okay, we're gonna turn this off and try it again. Let's actually try 0 and see what it does. Because maybe this thing is disconnected, or maybe this is the reason it was thrown out. I mean, not everything that is retro gear and ends up in the recyclers, 30 years later is actually any good. So there could be a very good reason that this was thrown out. Stopped working. Still says it ID 0. Okay, well, we're going to pop it open then. Curiously, then, I think for what we're going to do for the time being... Oh, zip lower. Okay, interesting. There's a label on this that says zip lower. Let's try zip lower. And we'll set the ID back to, what did we say? 3. 1, 2, 3. Maybe it makes a difference. I don't think it did, but maybe it does. No, it does not. So what we'll do for now... How do I even open this thing? Probably... Probably some screws under here. These pads here seem to indicate that this had a lot of use in the past. Ah, okay, there they are. Found the screws. 2 of them only. So, SCSI ID 0, so what, it booted off of this thing? But it didn't, because the system said it had a problem with it. Alright, now let's pop it open and see what we get inside. Okay, looks like there's a SCSI ID selector here that goes to something. Oh, this could almost be this could be internal actually. If you just take this like literally if you just take this off of the rails, you have a regular internal 50-pin cable and a Molex. So, yeah. Interesting. Maybe I will. Although it'll kind of screw up the aesthetics of the machine. But it'll have one more weird thing on the front of it. So well, we'll see. I'd like to keep it external if possible. So the SCSI ID, this guy goes where? To the bottom of this. Okay, so let's... I don't know why this isn't working. Cherry, interesting. Cherry made this selector switch. So it is at 3. Let's give it 4. The scanner out of the way a little bit. Okay. Interestingly, in the Nakamichi CD changer, this guy right here, I had to take it apart. The selector switch wasn't working, and manually put the jumpers in for, what IB was it? 5. And might have to do the same here. Okay, so now it doesn't see it, but it sees both I omegas. Okay, so something happened by me opening it. But 4 is taken up by this one, so let's give it 3. Power it down. And we'll push it down to 3. Turn it back on. Restart it. So I'm not sure why it's saying disk 1 read error. Okay, so we've got nothing here. Okay, we do have it back again at 0. Okay, well, that's no good. So what we'll do, we'll take it apart. We'll see where those jumpers actually go to. Yeah, wow, this is basically just, yeah, okay, interesting. It's a pass-through system here, so whatever one you plug into here or here, it doesn't matter. So this jumper block, okay. We are now going to play the guessing game. I'm just going to randomly stick some jumpers. It's usually 1, 2, 4. So I'm going to use my intuition, grab a small jumper from in here. This endeavor may take most of the video, in fact. Oh, there's one. Sweet. There's one little one here. There's that another one? No, that's a piece of charcoal. Okay, I don't know why that's in there. There's another one. Ah, there's 2 of them even. Nice. Nice. Well, that didn't take more than 20 seconds. Okay. Sit down. Pop this off. All right, I'm gonna, looks like the select is, okay, so that's, I guess that's ground, and that's, so there's 6. There's 6 possibilities. So 0 would be nothing, 1 would be 1, 2 would be, well, what would 2 be? Because you'd have 1, That's, yeah, I don't know. You know what? What did we say we needed? Where's that paper? We needed 3. So if you put 2 jumpers in the first 2 slots, that most significant bit and least significant bit should add up to 3. In the worst case, I can see if I can download the manual for this thing. But you know, be cool to have it working. All right, that's in the wrong one. Not the wrong one, but that's not the one I was aiming for. I think I need to go get my reading glasses, actually. Ha ha ha, I'm old! It's my birthday, so screw off. Alright. No, I can see it. It's just, as soon as I move my fingers over the jumper, all the lighting goes away. This really wasn't designed for this. Yeah, let's try this jumper. This is essentially what I had to do to the Nakamichi CD-ROM, so I'm not super concerned about it. I'm never going to sell this. This is my computer until I die. So, I mean, I might put a label on it saying ID3, just so that I know. Shit. In 10 years, when I pick this up again. No. I want this thing to be done this year. Like, completely, I have a monitor for it. I have the proper IBM keyboard. It's not a Model M. I do have a Model M upstairs. I just connected to my retro KVM. But, yeah, I have a dedicated monitor for this. It's actually right there. And I have to build a desk for it. And because I don't see how I'm going to stick it up in my retro corner upstairs. There's already 3 computers there, and they're vying for whatever little desk space I have. I don't have a very big house. It's not bad. For 3 people, it's fine. But I might just build a desk down here in the basement for it. All right. So that's presumably. So I don't know why I screwed this together. If I need to get at it again, I have to take it all apart. Well, that wasn't very smart. Okay. Well, nobody accused me of being smart. Let's put that back in here. Turn that on. Control, delete this bad boy. Let's see what we get. Oh, yes! I guessed correctly. I retract what I said about not being smart. So we have 0 and 1 for the hard drives, 2 for the SciQuest. I believe that's the internal one, I think. 3 is now the EZ135S. Yes! Okay. Let's actually see if we can read it. Oh, that's sick. I'm not putting it back together because this thing's filthy. So I'm just going to clean it while it's apart. Okay, sick. I'm excited to see what's on this drive. Oh, I can't believe it was that easy. I guess maybe I'm experienced. I don't know. Like I see all that shit there. There's a ridiculous number of drives here, but it didn't seem to give me a drive letter here this time. So H, I, J, K, L are my CD-ROM drives. So let's see D. Nothing there. That's fine. That's because there's not a drive in there. F. F is not there. G. Oh, fail. G. Nothing. Okay, so then we're going to get into the H. That's the CD-ROM. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So let's reboot it and look at the boot up sequence again and see what actually is assigned to, because there's a ridiculous number of things on this bus. Like there's L number of drives here. Also, the drive might not even be mounted and might not even work correctly, so. Of course, it has to be PC-DOS because it's an IBM. Okay. All right. The handle looks AB. Logical media E is reserved. Okay, so it's there is. I press the button and it's making noise. ID3 failed to read or invalid boot record. It could be. It could just be snuffed. You know, it could be. It could be the reason it was thrown out. Now I did download the manual and the software for it. I'm not even ready to have that anywhere near me at this point, but it did say that you can only eject the media with a command from DOS. So I will screw around with that later. But the fact of the matter is, I like that we can see it. So those are all the Nakamichis. What else we got here? Okay, that is the SHSUCDX. Why are we hesitating here? Was it trying to? Okay, Control Delete. Go can. And the next thing then will be to connect to the scanner and see if that will work. So let's make a note while we're waiting that number 3 ID is external cyclist. Just make sure that there, yeah, and number 3. Like if you had this set up in 1992, this would cost you at least $10,000. Like it's ridiculous the amount of high-end stuff that there's happening here. Okay, okay. Well, we're gonna have to do that again. Although, hang on. HIJK. Okay, so this is E. That is the yes, general failure. What if I run a disk doctor on it? Make sure there's a disk in the drive and the device driver. Okay, I might have to put drivers on it. The internal cyclist worked just fine, as you just saw. So, anyways, I would say that this is like a 60% success. The fact that the enclosure works, and it looks like I could just use this as an enclosure, which would be cool. I could just throw another drive in here. Now let's look at the scanner. Let's see how that does. So the only other option for the scanner would be, well, 0 to 6 is taken out. Here we have, okay, so 2 things are going to happen. I have to make sure I have the right SCSI cord. And then if you look at the back of this is heavy. This is a black and white scanner, not even color, but whatever. It does seem to have a wheel here. Beside the power supply, beside the 25-pin input, there is a wheel. I'd show it to you, but I dropped the scanner. And there seems to be, you can set it all the way up to some 0 to 9. So that is perfect. So it is currently set for, it's currently set for 2. We're going to move it over to 7. With this squeak over here. Okay, it's pointing to 4. 5, 6, 7. Yes. Okay. And then shut her down. And we need power. Luckily, I brought my power bar that's plugged into a power bar that's plugged into a power bar. We operate safely here. We don't go around. Then we need a SCSI cable that goes from here to the box. So let me go find one. Oh, here's one. Okay. SCSI, Hewlett Packard. Yeah, boy. So, obviously I don't have the software for this. I just want to see if it'll show up on the boot list, in which case I will be happy. And we daisy chain this into this. My setup is ridiculous. There's so many SCSI things here. Okay, cool. Power this up. Let's see what we find. The scanner is on. Their LED is indicating. Let's see if it finds it. Oh, okay. Warning, possible SCSI bus contention. The host adapter in each SCSI device must have a unique SCSI ID. Change the SCSI ID in the host adapter or on the conflicting device. Oh, yes. I'm a dumbass. Because number 7 is the host adapter, so I can't possibly do that. So, good news, it sees it on the bus. Bad news, I have to change it one more over to number 8. Burp. Number 8. Burp. Number 8. No, if I do that, I'm going to just throw up. Okay. All right. And restart. Set restart. Oh, okay. So now 0 is interesting. So it sees it as the 8 is 0. Oh, this switch is screwed up. I may have just actually run out of stuff. Let's just move it over 1 and see what happens. To 9 apparently. So we'll do a quick restart here. Is that an elastic? This is fossilized. Oh no, it's one of these things. Okay. Wow, it's a Glad tie wrap from 1997. Okay, let's see what we do here now. I think it's going to conflict with yes, it does. Okay, so what it does is it loops around. You only have 7 IDs. Okay, so I mean, I guess for the time being, I could leave it. It sees it, which is good. Now I'm willing to bet if I pop it up 1 more here and restart, it's going to take SCSI ID 3 and knock the tape backup off the drive, or not the tape backup, the SciQuest 135. So let's see. And that's fine. I'm not using the D drive anyways. Oh, it took it for. Yeah. See, now no boot device available. Okay. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just keep going with this like that until I get it to work somewhat. Actually, let's have a look here. Oh, I remember this. Yes, I also had to change the. The auth32 was running at IO address 330, so I had to change. What did I have to change? The SCSI to 334. Okay, yeah, this system is just ridiculous. It's so stupid. I don't want to run diagnostics. Okay, so what does it see here? SCSI is HB on number 1. Okay, so I think it's just going to be the limit. It's just going to be the limit. There isn't anything else I can do for it. So because I don't use the D drive, I'm going to leave it SCSI ID 1. The beautiful thing is, if I'm not using it, I just power this off. Like I'll demo that right now. Like if the scanner's not on, if I don't need it, I could just not use the D drive. So there it is. Yeah, see, SCSI ID 1 was where the D drive was previously. It boots everything up properly. Yes, PC DOS. I went to GHIJK. What happened to the L? Oh, because I dropped the D drive because I have a scanner on here. Yeah. You know what? Okay, so if I turn this off, I just turn the scanner off physically with the switch and restart. It looks like it's going to just probably pick up where the last one left off. Now, in all honesty, I don't need 2 zip disks on this computer. That's just dumb. Although, it might not be. I can copy them. So there you go, right? So, I paused on a beep there. So if you turn off the scanner, the D drive is seen by the SCSI to SD, which I actually could disable. But it doesn't matter, because if I want to scan something, with Windows 95, I'll figure it out later. But the fact of the matter, it is seen on the bus, and that is enough for me. I love it, and now I'm going to put this stuff away. I don't actually remember why I took this computer apart, why it's not ready to go. I should just put the cover on it and enjoy it. But I've had a fair bit of scotch, so I'm not going to get ahead of myself. I'll probably remember in the morning why it is what it is. So we're done. We're done for the night. I'm going to put this all away, and I'm happy to see that it's seen on the bus. Now, does this work? I probably have to get some drivers for it. It's an interesting little device. Worst case scenario, I just got myself an enclosure for a 3.5-inch SCSI thing if I need it. So, worst case scenario. Best case scenario, it doesn't work, but it sees itself on the bus, and I can put it on the chain of SCSI stuff and be a nerd and be like, I have many SCSI things, so that also will work. Anyways, that is all for tonight. Dobranoc, do widzenia, and have yourself a great night.